Hello, 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 Dreamers. Padala here, as always. Thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. And if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. So this is the weekly Zodiac messages. This video will be timestamped. Any background noise that you hear, guys, there is a fan on. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump right on in. These will not be in order this time around, okay? So we're starting off with Capricorns. Capricorns, there's an energy of you needing to stand firm on a boundary that you set with someone. Someone is trying to get the best of you, or someone is trying to get some type of reaction out of you in order to prove to themselves that they still got it like that, or that they still got you like that. Someone may be doing some like stupid behaviors around you. Again, this is all to get a reaction out of you, or trying to get a reaction out of you. And the thing here is that you respond to this energy because you're no longer connected or invested in this person or this situation how you once were. And I think that now this person is coming to realize the fact that you're no longer where you were, or you're no longer where they left you at. Now, whether this is romantic or platonic, it's irrelevant, right? We're just talking about the energy that we're picking up. There's also a sense here of like something happening, or something finally coming full circle, or something finally flourishing towards the end of a deadline. So you may be waiting for something, like, let's say your light bill is due on like Friday, and it's like it's Monday and you don't have the money, it's Tuesday and you don't have the money, it's Wednesday and you don't have the money, and you're like, Spirit, I'm trusting, I'm doing everything you're saying. And when I say I'm trusting, it's not blindly just sitting there. It's like if Spirit is, giving you opportunities or whatever it is, like you're taking them, but you're not seeing anything. It's like Thursday comes and it's like, boom, there is the money. It's something of that matter where you're waiting for something with anticipation, but it really comes in. It's like Spirit is cutting it really, really close, whatever this is for you. Okay. But other than that, I do see you. Okay, what is this? There is something here. What is that? What show is that? Because this is what it looks like. Um, there's something about some type of like spirit or energy that is it is a, I want to say that it's a feminine energy. It is dressed like in a long dress, but she has like a veil over her face, so she doesn't show her face. I don't know who in particular that is for, but there is something here of like this feminine energy, like again, like with this it's a black like gown or dress, you can call it, but she also has like a black veil over her face. For some of you, this energy or this spirit is just a version of you that you have been suppressing. For those of you, if it's not a an actual entity or deity that you're connecting with, or spirit or whatever it may be, but that energy is coming up, and for some reason some of you needed a confirmation that yes, that energy is around you or whatever it is. All right, so let's go ahead. Anything else that they need to know, spirit? Anything with tarot? Ace of Cups. Again, we have here the same energy of like this emotional tug of war that somebody wants to have with you, or this emotional reaction that someone wants to get out of you. And the thing is that you're past this, or you're past this energy. So I don't see you giving to this energy, or I don't see you connecting with this energy in the way that you used to in the past. There is definitely a cycle emotionally that has come full circle, excuse me, and the person that is on the other end and the receiving side is having a hard time with that ending. Let's go ahead and let's pull out your oracle message as your closing message. We are using the seasons of the witch. Give me one card, spirit. One card for Capricorns. Why am I getting a headache? Seduction, number 35. Hear the roaring flames with the masterful trance that calls upon hearing chest. Give into its alluring grip, if you please, but heed my warning of the claws that draw blood without mercy. So again, somebody is this pulls me back to this energy of like somebody trying to get a reaction, or somebody trying to pull you into a space that you're no longer in. And the funny thing is that the response that you're giving them is not what they were expecting. So again, they were coming in trying to start something up. Somebody wants to feel or needs to feel like they are still important in your life, or like they still matter in your life, and they just don't anymore. And I'm not trying to be a bitch or anything, but that's just the reality of it, Cappy. Alrighty. Geminis. We have this energy of a hammock, right? The swaying back and forth. There is this, when you're in a hammock, you're supposed to be relaxing, you're supposed to be trusting in spirit. And some of you are in this space where you're needing to relax, or you're needing to trust yourself. I am picking up this heavy energy of your sacral chakra, your throat chakra, and your third eye chakra. And it's this combination of like needing to either allow your intuition to come through, or allow the channeling to come through that wants to come in. Allow that sacral energy that is coming through, to the creative energy, the creativity that spirit is putting into you, to allow yourself to actually follow through with it and stop guessing it. The solar plexus is usually what is connected to creation, or when people say like, expressing creation or whatever. But the sacral energy has a lot to do with that energy as well. With if you're able to harness that sexual energy into creation, it's actually a really beautiful experience, and you can actually gain a lot of momentum and a lot of creative force through that space. So if I were you, I would look into that. And just like as a side note, remember that I do have the energy transmutation for each of the chakras in a playlist that is free for you guys to watch whenever you guys want. But there is definitely this sense of like balancing, or this sense of needing to be grounded this week. That spirit is like, okay, Gemini, do whatever it is that you need to do this week to really stand firm in who you are. Because I feel that there's an energy of like channeling or downloads that are trying to come through, and a lot of you are a little too distracted or a little bit too bombarded with other things in life that you're not allowing the messages to come through. So there is here again this repetitive energy of like you guys feeling a lot of the times like you are abandoned, or feeling like spirit is not communicating, or feeling like spirit is silenced. But in reality, it's you're the one causing or creating the distractions that are not, excuse me, that are not allowing you to hear spirit clearly. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message. I mean, for you guys, it was very simple and direct. You guys really do have to sit in the space of relaxation. So we have the pumpkin, uncaging the spirit within. All right, let me start that again. The pumpkin, and it's number 30. Okay, uncaging the spirit within. The fertile power you hold, excuse me, to taste your buttery velvet upon tongue is a gift I shall cherish each day that comes. So again, there is, I keep on hearing like the fertile power that you hold, that fertile power that you hold. And as I'm saying that, my voice keeps on shaking. I keep on like mumbling over my words, and it almost feels like that is the energy that you guys are embodying with, where a lot of you are having a difficult time speaking out what it is that you're channeling, picking out the downloads. Some of you are having a hard time even believing the things that are coming through. Okay, Libra, there's a space here where you're lost in the clouds, or you're lost. There's something lost, or you're trying to regain some type of structure around something, or you're just MIA from people at this moment in time. Because there's a sense of like people are either trying to figure out what it is that you're doing, or trying to figure out where it is that you want, Libra. And I don't see this as anything bad or negative, so I don't want you to jump into that space right away. I really do feel that for some of you, this is going to be maybe secluding yourself a little, maybe going into a pause or hold type of space where you are essentially, like creating something, or wanting to create something, and in order to allow this to manifest, or allow this to grow before its birth, you have to go into some type of like pulling back, or into some type of space of being out of sight, or not being seen. Because again, there is this secrecy, or this energy of like almost kind of like in hiding. For some of you, there is a spirit guide, or someone within your spiritual team that is finally showing their face to you. I don't know what that means, but there's a spirit or an energy of someone that has walked with you, or has been with you for a very long time, and you have not been able to see like their face or their structure or whatever it is, and they're finally revealing that to you, either through meditation or dream state. So just keep that, like be aware of that. And maybe this is the reason why I feel like that the two are connected. Maybe you're going into some type of like heavy meditative state, maybe you're taking a meditative retreat or something, but there's a sense here of disengaging or disconnecting on purpose in order to start anew, or in order to devote yourself maybe to a path, or to finally make a decision when it comes to a path. For some of you, this is like wanting to emotionally disconnect from a person. Maybe there's somebody from your past that is trying to reach you, or somebody from your past that has been trying to reach you, and they feel again like you're nowhere in sight. There's a hiding energy too, guys, this week. So allow yourself, as you're in this hiding energy, to go within and address what needs to be addressed, or embrace what is being revealed to you. Okay, I feel like it's more of that embrace energy. And we have the Banshee. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail and you can expect bleeding from within. So again, and I know that you're looking at this like, Perla, you just said it was nothing bad. To be honest with you, it's not. This is somebody that is finally realizing or accepting every part of themselves. So you're allowing yourself to see yourself raw, to see every part of yourself, to embrace every part of yourself, even those parts of yourself that you spend so much time running away from, right? And again, when you are integrating every aspect of yourself, it really does allow you to just live as you. You don't have to continue to explain yourself to other people. You don't have to perform. You can just be. And as uncomfortable as this space is for a lot of people, for you this time around, it's more of a release, or a, like, I can finally breathe is what I'm picking up. Like, I can finally breathe is what I'm picking up. And it's not that you're solving everything this week or anything like that. This is more of like the acceptance of something that lives there. So this is the beginning of what, I'm not going to lie to you, Libra. The next couple of months, you're going to be doing some very heavy shadow work, but it's going to be very liberating. That was the word that I was looking for. Very, very, very liberating, because you're going into these spaces that you have avoided for like 30, 40 years or whatever it is. And you're finally accepting the fact that it is time to go into these spaces and heal these areas that need, and when I say heal, it's about reintegrating them. It's about integrating them into who you are, instead of keeping them as a separate identity from you. Okay. Okay. Cancer. I keep on hearing like either something that is straightforward, like a straight, maybe you're flying somewhere or you're traveling somewhere, but you're going straight, like a one, what is it? Like straight through or straight there. So you're not stopping halfway. So like there is no layover, like if this is a flight or something like that, there is no transfer, like no transferring train, no transferring buses or whatever it is. It's like there's something about going in a certain direction or going into a certain direction and getting straight there. So if you're not physically traveling, this is just a transition that is happening in your life, where something is happening very fast and very straightforward. So if you're going for an interview, it's like there's going to be no second or third interview. You're going to get hired on the spot. That type of energy is what I'm picking up, where something is coming to fruition or something is coming to pass very quickly. For a lot of you, this is going to be very well received. For others of you, if this is something unexpected, again, of like something that just comes to you very easy and fast, you're going to be either guessing or you're going to be doubting it a little. So, it's more of like allowing yourself to get into a space where you allow yourself to receive the unexpected, but you allow yourself to receive it without restriction and without doubt. So that is what you're managing this week as you're moving forward. It's this space of like receiving without doubting. And again, it's because something is going by very easy or very smooth. If this is like a business deal or something like that, like again, something is happening very smoothly for you guys. So it's almost kind of like this energy of like, what some people will call luck when we come to, when we talk about certain things. But there's no luck about this, to be honest with you. You have put in the work, whatever it is, or whatever work that was, whether that was, for a lot of you, I feel like whatever work it was that you put in was spiritual the last couple of weeks, in regards to allowing something to manifest or allowing something to come to fruition. And now you're seeing the results of that, and you're just being told to enjoy and celebrate. This is going to be a pretty easy going week for you guys. All right, so what is in the so what is their closing message? Something about your sinuses. Get your sinuses checked, or something with your sinuses acting up. If you suffer from allergies, make sure that you, like seasonal allergies or whatever, make sure that you have your meds with you. I don't know why why that came up. But yeah, something about seasonal allergies, because all of a sudden, like when I was going to start shuffling, I got like congested from like my throat all the way down to like right above my eyes. Like it was like, whoa, I do not like this feeling. All right, so we have the reflection card. Be wary of things you believe to see with eyes wide shut. for they are mirrors of the mad, and the truth only spoken with bleeding tongues. So during this time, as things are working in your favor, as you know, this lucky energy, there's a sense here to reflect on. Why is it that when things are going good for you, why is it when things are going your way, etc., you tend to doubt yourself, or you tend to downplay your accomplishments? Virgo, there's some type of rest here that is needed. For a lot of you, this rest is physical. There is a sense here of needing to physically rest and needing to. And again, Virgos, there's a little bit of an annoying energy as I'm saying this, because I can already hear you guys. You're just like, seriously, Perla, again? But yeah, you fell right back into that little overworked cycle where you start to, again, what are we talking about? Like ignoring your physical body. As much as you want to dive in, or as much as you want to be immersed into the spiritual, your physical body is what is allowing you to have a physical experience, right? And it's what it is, the version of you or the character of you that is playing in this reality, right? That is playing this game. So you should be fueling that physical body. You should be taking care of that physical body, however it is that that looks for you. A lot of you, like, you don't hydrate yourself until you dehydrated. You don't feed yourself until you're starving. Like, these are the things that you're really needing to hound down, or really needing to take care of. You're spending way too much time on one specific area of your life, whether this is work, whether this is your spirituality, and you tend to do okay for a couple of weeks when it comes to balancing your body, mind, and spirit. But, excuse me, but you fall out of it fairly quickly. Like the minute you start to feel, excuse me, or get momentum, and it's usually, what usually suffers is your physical body. That's it. Your physical body, it always comes second to your spiritual life. To, do my hands look swollen, or is it just because I don't have my nails on? Anyways, they're probably a little swollen because I'm up really late. So your physical body is always coming second to your job, to your relationships, to your spirituality, to everything. And it's like, until you don't find that balance within yourself, you're going to find yourself honestly always coming back to this place where it's like, okay, my body feels like it wants to shut down. My body feels like it just wants to freaking sleep. And that is something that you really are needing to stop. So as your closing message, we have the underworld, number 40. Hand over your known. A shift is near. Take a leap. Your journey is clear. And what we were talking about, you see there's like 3 here. We have the mind, body, and spirit. In balance, in synchronicity, in alignment, however it is that you want to word it, however it is that you want to see it. And this is what you are striving for. This is what your spirit, your soul wants, is to have this balance. And you already know what needs to be done. You just have to actively go ahead and do it, my love. Okay? Aquarius, I just want to laugh because I haven't heard this song in such a long time. What is the lyrics for it though? Hold on, let me see. I want to say the title is hold on, because all I hear is like I don't want no scrub. Scrub. Oh yeah, so it's No Scrubs by TLC. Where's the lyrics though? I don't want the song to play. So the verse that keeps on playing in my head is, no, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me, excuse me. And hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. How is it? Okay. No, I don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride. And those are the 3 verses that keep repeating in my head. And you know, I never claimed to be a singer. Just letting you know. But those are the 3 verses that keep repeating. So you have been dealing with somebody that has been, and again, this is the way that the energy is coming through. You have been dealing with somebody that has been making empty promises. somebody that probably when you first met them, you thought this person had their life together, you thought this person was ambitious, you thought this person was going to follow their dreams, or etc etc, and it's been a huge disappointment. And this person is still trying to like stay relevant in your life. They're wanting to come back around, or they're wanting to have some type of communication with you, and you're just like, no, like, you had your chance, you had your opportunity, we're not doing this again. But they're very insisting in the energy that I'm picking up. They're very insisting and persistent, excuse me, and wanting to rekindle or reconnect with you. I do not see you entertaining this. I do not see you allowing this person back in. But that does not stop them from coming. That does not stop them from trying to reach you, Aquarius. And I just keep hearing that song, No Scrub. Like, nope, I don't want no scrub. Nope, 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 nope. This person showed you their true colors, and you're just not wanting to deal with it. No, it's very quick. All right. For your oracle, we have the mischief. Keep your eyelids open and sight sharp as nails, for there is something trailing behind your tail. And again, this is this person. Like, you already know who this person is. You know that this person has lied. You know that this person is not honest. You know that this person is all talk and no action. And you don't have to engage with this. You don't have to engage with this person. You do not have to allow this person back into your life. Forgiveness does not mean access back into your life. Okay. Taurus, there's an energy of love in the air. Oh my god, why are you making so much noise, Zena? Sorry guys, my dog is making a lot of noise. There is an energy of love that is surrounding you. You guys are connecting with somebody at a different level, and I apologize for the background noise. I'm not starting over, guys. There's somebody here that you're either connecting or rekindling something romantic with. I don't know, there's something about like maybe this is the right time. Something about like the past, or in the past it wasn't the right time. So there is an emotional connection here being lit up, or being started with someone from your past. Now when I say somebody from your past, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody that you dated, or somebody that you were in a relationship with. This could have been somebody that you were just friends with, somebody that like a platonic friendship, or a co-worker or something like that. So it is somebody that you know, but the dynamics of the relationship is changing or shifting, right? So you could have been someone's friend for like the past 10-15 years, but nothing ever really happened, either because every time that for the entire time you guys were friends, you each were in different relationships, and now it's like the time is perfect, or the time has come for you guys to actually be together, or something of that matter. I don't know, this happens pretty fast. I don't know, I'd be worried of fast. I'm only kidding. But yeah, this happens pretty fast, and it's like somebody's like blurring something out, like, hey, I've always had a crush. Not I've always had a crush on you, because I feel that this was a crush that somebody had on somebody in the past. So it could have been like, hey, back in high school I had a crush on you, or back in middle school, back in college, or whatever it is, or back when we worked and such, like I always had a crush on you, or something of that matter. But the funny thing is that when this person had a crush on you, you both were single, but they never said anything, because again, somebody was in a friend zone type of energy. So just know that energy is shifting, and there's somebody here that's upset about you moving on with someone else. Okay. So you may have an actual ex that is upset that you're moving on, or that you're reconnecting with somebody from your past. We have the dark moon as your closing message. In the dark of your heart lives new breath, waiting for you to release its ghost. Need I say more? There's definitely something from this is definitely somebody from your past, somebody that you've been friends with, somebody that you've known for a very long time, and you're releasing that ghost of the past. You're letting it come forth. You're letting those emotions come forth, and that is creating a beautiful partnership between you and another person. Sagittarius, there's a lot of purging this week, so be prepared for like random burst of crying or laughter, random burst of like anger or frustration that do not seem to have any explanation. So what could that be? You could be sitting down, and I'm gonna use the forest because that's like my thing, right? Sitting at the forest, and then you're looking into like a river band or something, and all of a sudden you get frustrated about how the water is flowing, and it's like, are you kidding me? Or you're getting mad at how the leaves are moving or something of that matter, something that just does not make sense. And what I want you to understand is the to accept the release or the purging that is happening or how it is that is happening, and release the wanting to know right there and then what is being released. Because if you get really stuck on wanting to know what is being released, if you're not mentally ready, or the connection is not being made or whatever it is, you're just going to frustrate yourself. Now for some of you, it's like you will cry and you're just like, oh, this is my, or like, yeah, like you'll cry and you'll be like, oh, this is my sadness over my mother passing away young. You might get frustrated and you're just like, oh, that's my frustration with myself every time that I put myself second. You might get angry and it's like, oh, this is my anger when I don't speak up for myself or whatever it is. Some of you are naming exactly what it is that you're purging or releasing. But the weird thing is that you are purging it in the same way that it is manifested in your body, or in the same way that it originally showed up. So if it's something that made you sad, you're purging it through crying. If it's something that, so like, let's say if somebody made fun of you or something of that matter when you were younger, you might be purging it through laughter. You're like, why the heck am I laughing? Like, this is not even funny. And then it's like, boom, you'll have a flashback and it's like, oh, this is what I'm purging. So I want you to be open to allow yourself to release without questioning so much what it is that is being released. The idea here is to hold that space for yourself to allow the purging and the releasing to happen, right? There was one day, and I'm just going to share this little side story as I'm shuffling. There was one day where I had done, this is like the first time I had done like an intentional like 3-day water fasting, like by myself. And the kids were with my ex-husband. And I was home I only had Buster at the time, so I only had one dog. And I think it was like day 2 into like a water fasting, and it was like literally like I was around the clock just meditating, with the exception of taking my dog out. And in one of them, like I woke up from a dream like puking. Like when I opened my eyes, my head was over the side of my bed, and it was like exactly what was happening in the dream was happening physically, and I was just vomiting and vomiting and vomiting. And I remember I was like, what the heck was that? And at that moment in time, like for whatever the reason, I couldn't make the connection of what was happening in my dream. But then I want to say it was like after the 3rd day or something like that, like I was sitting down, and I was sitting down watching something, and boom, it just came to me. And then I just started like I just started laughing because I was like in disbelief about what had actually been purged because of the way that it was purged. So the card that fell to the ground for you guys is transformation. Like a thousand storm held in hands, soft against the winds, there is change arising from deep within. So you're definitely in that midst or towards the end of some type of major transformation. And the stage that you're at during this process or at this time is the purging, the physically releasing things from your body. Okay. Aries, something is going to decline before it starts going back up. There's something here of like if you look at a roller coaster, right, you're going like up and down, up and down, up and down. You're right now in the midst of like the down phase, but you're coming right back up. So what is being asked of you during this time is that whenever you go down like this, right, like you're in the down part of the roller coaster, you tend to get a little bit anxious. You tend to question yourself, doubt yourself, and you tend to have a very challenging time or hard time pulling yourself out of these thought patterns that you've been trying to walk away from. And what is happening in that space for you guys is the fact that you guys are just trying to ignore it, or you're trying to suppress it, instead of trying to integrate that energy into who you are, instead of accepting that that space lives within you. So until you don't accept it, until you don't integrate it, nothing is going to change. And there is this thing, like, you can repeat something 1,000 times, right? But until your nervous system doesn't regulate, and when I say regulate, it's not about being like, like joyful and everything 24/7. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like not staying in these fight or flight type of energy when something jarring or something scary or something uncomfortable happens. Okay, so anyways, back to what we were saying. um when you learn to regulate that space, to regulate that nervous system, right? To integrate things as they're happening, then you're going to start seeing that these things, like these thought patterns, or these perceptions that you have, are going to go away, to pass. That's what I want to say. You know, this is one of the things that when I work with clients one to one with manifestation, it's all revolving our nervous system, right? And even when they do the work, and even when they do everything, there's still days where they are struggling with these thought patterns, right? These are echoes. These are belief systems. These are things that we held to be true about ourselves for an entire lifetime, right? So shifting that or changing that is not about trying to override it by repeating certain affirmations. It is about finding the words, or finding the wording, that the letters, whatever it is, that your nervous system recognizes as the truth. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card as your closing message, Aries. An oracle card for Aries as their closing message. We have the reflection. Be wary of things you believe to see with your eyes wide shut, for they are mirrors of the mad, and the truth only spoken with a bleeding tongue. These echoes, these perceptions, these thought patterns that you have conditioned yourself to believe in, or that you were conditioned to believe in, are the things that during this time in your life you're being asked to face, that you're being asked to integrate instead of continuously running away from. Pisces. Pisces, there's a confrontation coming your way, or is a confrontation that you are addressing. There's something that you thought had ended, or something that you thought somebody had put an end to, but it is still there. Now, for some of you, this is a significant other, or something that has violated or betrayed a relationship, or in some type of way, or in a trust. There's some type of trust here that has been that is being questioned. Let's put it this way. If this is not with a significant other, this may be with a sibling or a family member. You thought that this person had changed. So, like, let's put it this way. Maybe you have somebody that, like, a family member, a cousin, whatever, that stabbed you in the back, or whatever it is. And you forgave them, you allowed them back into your life, and you honestly thought that they had changed. And it's like, boom. It's that type of energy. Like, there's some type of repetitive energy, circumstance, whatever, that is coming back around. And for those of you that this is just internally within yourself, there is a pattern here, or a behavior, a thought, I don't know, that you thought that you had overcome, that you thought was no longer going to be a part of you, and it's coming back around. So there is something here about the past that is circling around, and it's about addressing it head on, and being completely honest about how something makes you feel. Again, whether this is about whether this has to do with somebody else, like a partner or whatever, or this has to do with yourself. It is about addressing how something actually makes you feel. If this is you yourself, like memories or etc., needing to be truthful with yourself as to what that interaction is. For those of you that this has to do with a mother figure, as I was saying that the ancestor card comes, there is a level here of forgiveness that is still needed. And forgiving a mother, whether it's your mother, your mother-in-law, your grandmother, or somebody that you view as a mother figure, does not equate having the relationship with them that you think you should have. And I'm sorry that I'm saying it that way, but that is the way that is coming through. With the ancestors, I have, they hiss a quivering so deep, only roots of your soil can lift the nakedness hidden within the vows made in silence. An ancient chill walking upon the spine. There is a sense here that there's healing that is needed within, and when I say feminine energy, I don't care whether you're man or female. There's a healing that is needed within the feminine energy within your ancestral line, and you're the one that is going to be doing a lot of the work around that space. But just because you're the one taking that task on doesn't mean that you have to be, again, connected to your mother. And I don't know why I have to keep on saying your mother, but that is the way that it's coming up. Scorpio, there's a lot of there's fast forward movement, being something being accomplished or something being achieved during this week. You have somebody heavily spiritually praying for you or protecting you. I also see the mouth of a dragon spilling something out of its mouth. That's weird. And I say it's weird because I'm not getting any more context on it. I don't know why I'm just seeing like that limited version of it, but that's the way that it looks. It's like I see like a dragon and something is spilling out of its mouth, but I can't tell you what it is. The only thing that I am picking up is like beware of what it is that you say or who it is that you say it against. There's a sense here where your mouth is gonna, oh, that's what it is, because now I see the snake here, with the same thing, something coming out of its mouth, something coming out of its mouth. Your words, your mouth is gonna betray you in some way. Now, your mouth is gonna betray you in some way by saying the truth, but it's gonna fuck up some type of situation that you have in this moment in time. So how can that look like? A very simple example, like let's say you're in a relationship with someone. Let's say I'm in a relationship with who can I think of? Two people. The thing is, I don't want to pick up. I don't want to pick any of my cousins' name. Excuse me. Or like my brother's name, right? So like, whose name can I pick up? Okay. So let's say you're dating Omar, and you're talking, you're hanging out with Omar, you're being intimate with Omar, whatever it is, and then all of a sudden you go ahead and you say Lewis. It's like something like that. Or you are dating Lisa, or you're being intimate with Lisa, and all of a sudden you go ahead and you say Rebecca. Like, so your mouth is betraying you in some type of way, but that betrayal is actually the truth coming up. I don't know, guys. Just be aware of that. Like if it's at work, like just be like, if you're at work and you're venting about like your boss or something like that, I'll be very just be aware that your mouth can betray you and can cause the destruction of something. Okay. Again, excuse me. Again, somebody here is going to try to play something off by being like, oh, I don't know, just watch what you're saying, and don't say anything out of excitement or out of anger. For some of you, it might just be that, like maybe you're having a discussion or an argument with somebody, and you may say something that you can't take back. Okay, just be aware, my love. Just be aware. But other than that, for those of you that are not on that side of the energy, things are going really good for you. This is a very like opening or aligning week where things are finally falling into place. Just be aware that your mouth can betray you. So we have the Banshee. Heed my warning, dear child, for what I hold is far from unsung lullabies. Swallow a nail and you can expect bleeding from within. So there's definitely this energy again of something like that. And again, it's like, how you look at some people and you're like, yo, did you even process that thought before? Like some people talk before, like without thinking, and that's kind of like what is happening. But this bursting or whatever it is that is coming out is the truth of how you feel. I don't know. My lovely Leos, last but not least, there is a decision being made this week. There's something about you deciding to put yourself first, you deciding to take care of you. You're setting some type of goal that you're saying that you need to meet. You're trying to figure out how to make something happen, or how to put some type of plan into motion is what I'm picking up. something that was stagnant or something that was held in a lingering phase, or something that you felt should had already come to pass, is being released as we speak. So something, some type of good news, or some type of, yeah, some type of good news, or some type of an arrival, excuse me, of good news, or an arrival of a person, of a gift is coming through. The tree of life is coming through for you guys, and it's sitting on a bed of clouds. I do not know what the significance of the tree of life on a bed of cloud, the combination of it means. But for those of you that it resonates, go ahead and do your own research, love. I'm not doing it for you, not tonight. Um, and what sign is that? That's an Egyptian sign. Give me a second. The Eye of Horus, if I'm not mistaken. I'll look that up for you. The Eye of Horus is coming up, and as I'm saying that, my voice is getting, yeah. So this is coming up. The Eye of Horus. Right after. So the Eye of Horus symbolizes representing healing, protection, and wholeness. So the eyebrow represents intellect and spiritual awareness. The pupil represents symbolizing protection and healing. The sclera represents moral clarity. Wedged markings, which is like that little, this part. Wait, where is it? This part right here represents, or the falcon feather, and then this part, the teardrop, represents sacrifice and rebirth. So I don't know, my love, but that's what came up. And apply that in your life however it is that it may fit. But those are the two things that you're really needing to focus. The tree of life on a bed of clouds. You know what? I think that when it comes to the tree of life on a bed of clouds, there is a deeper understanding, or a deeper understanding, how some people like to say, in regards to how you move through that process, if that makes sense. There's also this space here of like needing to give yourself credit for how far you've come, needing to give yourself credit for not giving up, for holding on to what you were promised. So again, there was something here that was stagnant, something here that you were waiting for it to come to pass, something that you may have in the last couple of weeks maybe lost hope over, but this is coming. This is turning around in your favor. This is coming to fruition. Because again, this is coming unexpected. So it's like the minute that you release the expecting for it is the minute that it comes through. Alright, let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for your closing message. What is Leo's oracle card? Nature Spirit. On your toes, twirl and twirl until you're ready to take flight. They arrive in the winds beneath your wings and speak through the swaying of the trees. And look, she's on a bed, but it looks almost kind of like she's in a forest, but like the background looks like clouds. Again, there's something here that is finally happening. There's some type of manifestation or something that you were waiting for, someone you were waiting for. Something is here already, and it's here now. There's something you needing to pay attention to, again, whether you connect with the tree of life, with clouds, or with again, the Eye of Horus also came up. There is something here about like needing to start listening, or needing to pay attention to the synchronicities or the signs the spirit is giving you, and needing to trust them more. Okay, well, that is all that I have, guys. As always, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel, and if you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Bye bye.